Hey guys and girls, it's David with Beagles on Fire. Just wanted to make a little quick video of what you're about to see in just a little bit, but I wanted to explain it. So I've actually shot what you're going to see as this video goes on when I found it. A lot of guys sometimes have never experienced a dog that is having a seizure from low sugar. And when I came up here this morning, I seen Awesome. He's in with Uga, and Awesome was laying on his stomach, kind of sprawled out. Knew immediately what was going on. He's had that happen a few times. Haven't seen it in any of his puppies or offspring, but I have seen that. Also have a dog named True that it has happened to. It's a scary thing when you first see it in the field, especially when you don't know what's going on. And so I wanted you to see it, not to exploit the dog, but to hopefully help someone else who may experience it down the road. When you see it, it's common for your dog to be laying. You'll know something is wrong, something's not right, it'll be obvious. Sometimes they lay on their side and their legs will go stiff straight out and they'll be shaking. Sometimes they'll be laying on their stomach and just look lethargic. Their eyes will sometimes be rolled back in their head, or you can just look at them and they just don't know where they are. But what do you do when you find that scenario? They're low on sugar and it's caused them to have a seizure. Well, you can use several different things, but you need something obviously with sugar in it. In the field, I'll tell you two stories about in the field. The first time that I saw it happen in the field, it scared the mess out of me. I was hunting up in Tennessee with Jacob Rutz and Juwan Verge, and was watching my dog True coming across. She was coming across, and they were running, and I just happened to see where she was, and she just fell over. And I thought, what in the world? So I went over there to her, and she was doing the shaking on her side, and eyes rolled back, and kind of tight mouth. And stuff. And so I had something in my pocket. I just had I think it was a Atkins peanut butter meal bar. It had a little small thing of chocolate around the edge of it with peanut butter in the middle. And I pinched off a piece of that and shoved it in her mouth. And some of y'all would say, oh, you can't give chocolate. Well, you're right, dogs don't need a lot of chocolate, but it takes a certain dosage to be dangerous to them. So I'm not advocating giving chocolate to a dog and saying that's a great thing to do all the time, but it's better to give it a little bit and have it come around that's got some sugar in it than nothing else. My preference is to have something that doesn't have chocolate in it, but I gave it to the dog. It took a little bit. You had to stick it in their mouth and close their mouth and basically let them swallow it, which they may just sit there and it may have to dissolve a little and go down their mouth, but once it hits their system, it'll kind of help them come around. And I was a little bit erring on the side of caution, so I actually carried the dog back to the dog box. She was coming back around, but I carried her back to the dog box, put her up, and said, that's it for today for you, because I valued that dog a lot, and it was the first time that it had happened. And so I was hunting another day with Steve Reagan, Joey Reagan, Lance Scott, and Tad Fitzgerald. We were hunting some swamp rabbits up in Tennessee, and this happened this past year. And had a dog, I believe it was True again, and I knew that could happen. And so we were hunting, and we've been running. And one of the guys in the group said, "Hey man, one of y'all's dogs fell out back here. It just fell over." And I figured it was True. So we went back, and one guy had a peppermint, so popped that in her mouth. And then another guy had some Mountain Dew. We poured that down her throat. And she came back real quick, and we let her stand there. She was kind of a little bit on her feet, looked like a boxer that had been hit and lost his legs, kind of wobbling around a little bit. And all of a sudden, she come to, and the other dogs were running, and she took off and ran that race and went with him. I'm not saying that's the greatest thing in the world is to go and put them right back in a race, but she did fine the rest of the day. So this is not a situation that is hard to fix. It's just a situation that you need to take care of as quick as you can for the dog. Today, I was up here at the kennel, and this is what I fixed it with. Just pancake syrup. So you could carry packs of honey in your pocket if you wanted to, but anything sweet. It's always good to have some kind of a snack in your pocket that you could give to a dog in a scenario like this. But they get low on sugar, and it just affects their system to the point that they basically almost pass out. And I guess as far as they're concerned, they are passed out. But anyhow, that's how that works, and that's how you can fix it. Not something to be totally alarmed with if it indeed is that. I would say that if you see this and you have given plenty of sugar to the dog and given it a little bit of time, it doesn't take a long time, just a few minutes typically. Within 5 minutes, they'll be back to pretty much normal. If that doesn't happen, then obviously you need to get them to a vet. It may be something different. But another good reason to have tracking collars on your dogs, because if one passed out like that, having a seizure, you wouldn't know where it is. If I hadn't have seen True the first time it happened, I would not have known where she was. I don't think I might have had GPS. I can't remember if I did or not a few years back. But I had one on the owner when the second incident happened. But knowing your dogs makes a big difference. If you know they have a tendency to possibly have this. One thing that I do also to kind of prevent it is when I'm running True to go on a real hunt, or if I was running Awesome to go on a real hunt, I would take a piece of bread or a honey bun. I've done it with a honey bun, and just give them a honey bun prior to going hunting, and then that way they've got some sugar in their body. But I always carry something with me as well. So just trying to give you guys a little help there. Some of y'all may already know this, but I just want to show it to you. I'll put the footage together that I've already videoed, but we will hope that this helps someone along the way. And it reminds me of a small spiritual truth that when we get low on sweetness in our life, if we become a bitter person, it robs us of our normal selves and robs us of a way of in a way we pass out in that regard. As far as we're not being kind to other people, we're not our normal self. We kind of people can tell a difference in us, and they're like, something's wrong with you. If you let bitterness eat you up inside, it's not a good thing. You need to make sure that you show people sweetness, kindness. Some guys are too macho. They're like, I don't want somebody to say I'm a sweet person. But really, if they say you're a sweet person, this means you're a nice guy. You do anything to help somebody. You're honest. All those different traits right there tied to someone being a person who is a guy you want to be around. Meaning that you hear the old saying that you attract more flies with honey than you do vinegar. You will have more friends if you are a sweet person and not a person who's always bitter. And nobody wants to taste the vinegar of life, so to speak, by someone who's always bitter. You can ask them a question, how's your day going? And the response you get is, oh, I'm having a horrible day. Okay, well, sorry I asked and bothered you, but you want somebody that, even if things are going bad for them, they'll be like, man, I'm above ground. I'm doing all right. They got a positive attitude in life. That's what I'm talking about. So make sure that if you see somebody that is bitter, that you give them kindness, even though it may not seem like they deserve it. That's kind of like giving them in life some syrup to hopefully fix their problem. But all we can do is offer the kindness. And, they say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Well, you can bring the sweetness to someone, but if they're not going to drink it, that's fine. I'm not about forcing something down somebody's throat on a human, but I do think that I can offer them kindness. So I hope this has been a helpful thing to you. When you watch the next parts, you'll understand exactly what I did with the dog. And I will shoot another video right now, which we're probably 11 or 12 minutes after the incident happened, and I'll show you what he looks like at the end. So anyhow, I just want to preface it, once again, when you watch the next coming video, don't think that we're mistreating a dog or anything like that. It's the condition we found him in. And if you see these, I wanted you to see the symptoms so that hopefully you can spot it if you see it and know what to do, because a lot of people freak out. If you didn't have sugar, the dog would just go on and keep doing that for a little while, and I don't know what it would eventually do to them, but I want to get a dog back to normal just as quick as I can if there's a problem. So hope it's been beneficial to y'all. All right, I'm going to show you this very quickly. This dog right here is awesome. He's having a seizure from low sugar right now. I'm not going to lollygag around with it, but I've got some pancake syrup right here, and I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to set the phone down for just a second. I'm going to give it to him and see how quickly he comes around, just to show you. Not trying to hurt this dog. I'm just trying to make it to where you understand what to do if you see this. So this is just pancake syrup to get some sugar in him. So I'm just going to lift his head here, pry his mouth open, and get him some sugar in there. And give him a little bit more. I'm in no means trying to hurt this dog or exploit him or anything, but I know there's a lot of guys that have this happen. They see their dog fall out and they don't know what to do. And a lot of times it's just that they're low on sugar. And he's going to be okay. I've had this happen with him several times before. You just have to know your dog and carry some with you. I'll give him a little more sugar so we can make sure that he just pry his mouth open. He spit some of it out, but you got to get him some sugar in him. He should start coming around here in just a minute. See, his eyes are starting to come back a little bit more. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. You all right? You'll be all right. You'll be good. Sorry for all the background noise. I just came to the kennel. I'm gonna go run some dogs, and I found him like this. I've been waiting for that to happen to show y'all how it works. But he should perk up here in just a minute. Hey, buddy. Starting to get a little more life to you, bud. Huh? You can carry something sweet with you. Even some honey packs if you had to. I'll show you a follow-up video in just a minute of him while he's recouping. No need to just sit here and watch him like this, but I'll show you in just a minute how he's come around. So, show you that in a second. It's literally been about 1 minute since I turned the video off, and he's starting to lick up some of the sugar that's there on the ground. He's perking up a little bit more. I think he's starting to kick in good for him. But you'll see a lot of shaking. You'll see a dog fall out on the ground and just start having a seizure. I'm not telling you every single time, but I'm telling you what I've seen with this is it's low sugar. And he's starting to get a whole lot more life to him here. And it happens pretty quick if you can catch him pretty quick. Now, I don't know how long he'd been out low sugar, but that's what I found him this morning. You can't be with your dog 24/7, so anyhow. Hey, buddy. Awesome. Hey, bud. Hey, buddy. Feeling better? Feeling better? Huh? Still doing some shaking. Everything's normal here with this scenario. Hey, buddy. You good? Let me give him a few more minutes to get totally perked up. And you see he stood up. It's just a few seconds after I turn the video off. He's stood up. He's got some life back in his eyes. He kicked in. Set him back in there a minute. Hey, buddy, get in there a minute. Get in there a minute. I've had this happen on a couple of different dogs that I've got, and I'll tell you about it. It'll scare you a little bit, but it's all good. Hey, bud. You good now? Yeah, he's good now. So here's old Awesome now. Hey, buddy. He's wagging his tail. He's fine. He's normal again. Hey, buddy. He's ready to go run. And we're about 12 minutes after. I'm not going to run him today because I got some other dogs I'm going to run. But you can see he's back to normal. Hey, buddy. No problems now. That's how quick that can be fixed. So anyhow, hope that this video has helped y'all out and that you get something from it. Have a good day.